Morning, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast with me, Kosi, and of course, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to smash the likes up. Welcome back from that 3-0 victory at the Craven Cottage. We came back in victory, and I think the biggest the biggest news around it was Gabriel Magalhaes and Willian. They had very big performances. Willian almost recording 3 decent assists, and Gabriel Magalhaes scoring on his debut. It was something very superb, and of course my man Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang getting onto the score sheet, as well as Alexander Lacazette. So if you missed the highlights, if you missed the game, the highlights are already uploaded by the Arsenal Digital. So check the Arsenal YouTube channel. You will actually get the highlights there. I want us to talk about transfers, because after winning against Fulham, there are some things that were really lacking. We're going to be talking about that guy on your screen, Stephen El Shaarawy. Gianluca Di Marzio, one of those Italian journalists, says Arsenal are in intensive talks, and actually we agreed personal terms with Stephen El Shaarawy, 27 years of age, playing with Shanghai Shenhua in China, to bring him down to the club to play for us. Now, there are so many interesting pieces of stories that are really rotating around Arsenal this transfer summer, especially in the last 2-3 weeks. One is Stephen El Shaarawy, the other is Julian Draxler, and number 3 it's Odsonne Edouard. Now, well, I want to talk about El Shaarawy. We'll talk about Draxler and Odsonne Edouard in the other coming editions of the transfer talk. First and foremost, guys, let us talk about this. Stephen El Shaarawy is a player that was linked to Arsenal way back in 2012, and Arsene Wenger, I remember he said clearly that he wants the player. He said he's a very versatile player, a player that fits his philosophy, and he wanted to bring him to the Emirates Stadium. 2012, I think those are almost 7-8 years back, but he didn't. He couldn't. Maybe it was the fans. By that time, he was still playing with AC Milan. Now, Gianluca Di Marzio says Arsenal have been in talks with Shanghai Shenhua, and they have been in talks with the player as well to bring him down to the Emirates. 27 years of age. What do you think about Stephen El Shaarawy? Plays majorly as a winger. He can play for you as a false 9, but he can also play as a number 9. I think that's where that's where his strength is. Winger, false 9, of course, and as a striker. One of those Italian talents that cropped up in 2012, and all of us thought he was a banger, and trust me, he was a banger. One of those players that I admired so much. Now, being the fact that we have agreed personal terms, what does it mean? Do we need Stephen El Shaarawy? Do we need to add another winger if he's coming as a false 9, if he's coming as a striker? What does it mean for players like Nketiah and Lacazette? You guys know that we have a lot of players. We can only register 25. We have almost 30 players in the squad, and we need to do away with some of them. Of course, we are looking to add some more. Now, that brings a lot in question, and I've been looking at his statistics in the Chinese Super League. In 2019, he had 10 games. He had 1 goal and 2 assists. In 2020, which is this year, he had 6 games, no goals, no assists. And that's not even decent. I don't know what to say about it, but it is a poor performance, bad performance. That's the truth. And of course, with such statistics, if you ask me, I'm not going to take you at Arsenal. I'm not really going to take you at Arsenal, with such bad statistics. But still, if you look at his career, 2014-2015, when he was at AC Milan, he had 18 matches, 3 goals, and 3 assists. Of course, this was in 2015. When you look at 2015-2016, he was at Monaco. He had 15 games, no goal, no assists in the French Ligue 1. I think most of his good times came in at Roma, because when he was at Roma in 2015-2016, he had 16 games, 8 goals and 2 assists. 2016-2017, he had 32 games, 8 goals and 4 assists. 2017-2018, he had 33 games, 7 goals and 4 assists. And then 2018-2019, he had 28 matches, 11 goals and 3 assists. You know, for me, El Shaarawy isn't better than what we have. That's the truth. I think Alexander Lacazette can give you these statistics. He can give you, Pepe can give you the same. You have Willian in that case. You have Bukayo Saka. There is no need. I don't think we need Stephen El Shaarawy. His wages, that's what is very interesting. His wages are up. He earns up to 800,000 euros as per 2012. 800, and of course when players go to China, they have gone for the money. You guys know that. So he gets around 800,000. I don't think Arsenal could actually, go for that wage. I think the most paid player at Arsenal is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and you guys know that, earning 375k. This guy is earning 800k. Now that means even if we are going to get him on a loan deal, and Shanghai wanted to reduce their their wage burden or their wage budget, and we had to pay 50%, he would be the most paid player at the club, even if we are going to pay just 50%. And when I look at his statistics and I look at what he can offer at Arsenal, I look at Willian, I look at Pepe, I look at Saka, I look at Aubameyang. Those are the kind of wingers we have right now. He's not better than what we have. If I look at the strikers, in 29 appearances last season, Lacazette scored 10 goals. And then last season, this guy, because his best season is the 2018-2019, where he scored 11 goals in 28 appearances. That was for Roma. His statistics are not decent enough to attract me to get Stephen El Shaarawy. But I know so many Arsenal fans are gonna be like, let us bring in whoever we can bring in to boost the squad, which I don't agree with. Personally, I think the better thing we have to do is get in players that can actually add something to the club. Like right now, if you're going to add someone to the midfield, it's going to be very tricky. Mohamed Elneny is becoming, I don't know, I don't want to say he's becoming a star. I don't want to say he's becoming good, but you guys will say I'm carried away. But still, you look at a person like Mohamed Elneny, and he's really stepping up his performances. Danny Ceballos drops to the bench because of Mohamed Elneny. Really interesting. Granit Xhaka as well is improving. So if you're going to add someone to the midfield, that person has to be super good, better than what we have now. To the front line, guys, let us be honest. Is Stephen El Shaarawy better than what we have? I don't know, but arguing terms with for me, arguing terms with the player at times doesn't carry me away. I think this is still a lot of talk. Although credible journalist Gianluca Di Marzio, and the piece was written by a very credible outlet, TalkSport. They are very credible, very credible. I'll take their word, but still, I think we still have to do a lot in terms of recruitment. Especially when it comes to that midfield. The goals we scored yesterday are not so different from the goals we scored last season. That banger from Aubameyang, that's not the goal that's going to happen every day. Not every defense is going to slip like the Fulham defense slept off yesterday. Maybe the Gabriel Magalhaes goal, but of course you cannot score headers day in, day out, match in, match out. You might actually score a goal from a header or a headed goal, something like 3 or 4 times in every 10 games. Maybe the first goal, that one is not well created, but again it was a defense error from Fulham. So I want us to start creating the goals. I want us to start creating those goals, those through passes that those one-on-ones when the striker is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Those are the kind of goals I want, and we need someone who can do that. Like I said, if Aubameyang doesn't score, the score sheet is not complete. You saw it yesterday. Gabriel Magalhaes is not someone who's going to score every day. That was his luck. Well positioned in that place, and not well tracked by Fulham. A free header, just very close to the goal, to the goalkeeper, and you have that goal. But Lakers, it has to score more, and we need goals from the midfield. Probably Willian can do us, the free kicks. Pepe can do us some magic from the right. I still believe Aubameyang is going to switch to the middle, but we still need to take in more signings. But is Stefan El Shaarawy the player we need to take in? That's, I'm going to leave that to you, but in my case, I wouldn't take him at Arsenal. Not basing on statistics. Right now he's 27. He has a very, he's earning very big wages. I don't know when his contract expires at Shanghai Shenhua, but by the fact that by in 2019, he joined in the 2019 season, and now it's 2020. Probably he has 3 or 2 years left on his contract. So I wouldn't take him. That's the truth. I wouldn't take him. Thank you so much for being with me. And of course, I'll be dropping another transfer video because I have my internet is back. So I'll be dropping another transfer video about Odsonne Edouard and the progress we have made. Don't forget to check it out at exactly. I'll try to see. I think in 3 hours time. I'll do that, and then finally I'll come back with another live show. Keep it Arsenal Podcast.